Let's stay at Delgary Castle, the home of the late Captain Hay, to hear our pipe major, one of the most respected senior pipe majors in the Scottish scene, Bill Hepburn of Turriff and District. Bill's had the honour in the last few years to take charge of the massed pipe bands around the famed Braemar gathering. Here he is, though, on his own, to play for us the Badge of Scotland, Lord Lovett's Lament, the Hen's Merch to the Mountain, and the Black Bear.